be strong.
Good morning, soul men and friends, people. This morning we have got my amazing, lovely friend, Susan Watson, and today we are speaking all about the fascinating subject that we've been speaking about all week, actually. It's been a bit of a theme, and that is colour therapy. And more specifically today, Susan is going to be talking all about how we can assist healing in the body with colour therapy. So guys, enjoy the show. Susan Watson.
Morning, Stephen. You should be a professional compere. Should be on the telly introducing people.
See, before every surgery, I'm always so nervous, and it maybe doesn't come across, but I'm always so nervous. So yeah, Susan. Today we have got the lovely Susan Watson. This lady, she does know her stuff. Susan is doing a two-part series this week all about colour therapy. Again, like any other surgery that we speak about, you know, you can go and check out Susan's YouTube channel, which is at Perfect Solutions Coaching on YouTube, and it will give you loads of hints and tips and ways to manage stress. More specifically, though, today what we are speaking about, Susan, is facilitating healing in the body, really, isn't it?
Yeah. We're touching on a few other bits as well, just about colour and how it impacts our life, just to give a greater understanding around it. But the theme is all about healing, really. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Susan,
right, okay.
Talking about colour therapy, let's just get right in there and dive in. So, tell us, what are we speaking about today?
Well, today we're carrying on from Monday's session where we were talking about colour and how it's all around us in our life, and really how it influences everything about our health, our well-being, our surroundings, our homes, clothes, everything is all linked to colour, and all of it influences our mood and influences our well-being, how we feel, how we think, and actually right down to our cellular level in our body, and that's what we're going to be touching on today. Brief overview, colour therapy has been about for centuries. Chinese and the Egyptians used to use colour therapy. It was chromotherapy, and they used it to heal. So it's not something new. It has been going on for such a very long time. It's sometimes called light therapy or colorology. The way I'll be working with it in my therapy is I'll be using light, because I quite like that, the light and colour, as in, it's called light puncture, but it's not that you're puncturing anyone, it's just that you're doing it in the acupuncture, the meridians. Yeah. Even our birthdays have colours. The month that we're born in has colours, our date of birth has colours. For example, I'm September, and let me look at that. I'm deep blue and brown for September. And what does that mean? It means strong and reliable. Well, I think I am quite strong and I am reliable, but if you look at the flip side, because everything has a flip side, it's loneliness, potentially lonely, and at times feels isolated. And in all honesty, I like to be on my own, I go on my own, but if I'm there too long, I can start to feel quite cut off from the world and lonely, so I can quite easily connect to that. And just for a wee bit of fun, Stephen, what month are you?
I was hoping that you were going to ask that. July.
Yeah. Let's have a look at July. The main colours for July are red and green. So that means strong and powerful feelings, powerful emotions, very creative, right? But the flip side of that is at times you take yourself too seriously and can be too inward and be quite critical and not see all that power and wonderful stuff about yourself. So that's July.
Right, that's really good.
Yeah. And I didn't know you were July. I've just got a list of the months here so I could actually see what you would be. I recognise myself. So colour can tell us a lot. Tell us about personalities as well. And it's been used still today for holistic and alternative treatments. Brings balance and harmony into your life, reduces stress. And the thing that I really like about it is the healing and what it can do for skin and what it can do for the mind and body, and even change the cells within your body. That's quite amazing too. I think it's amazing. So
now everybody's going to want to know what month they are, eh?
Well, I'm not doing all here, obviously. If anybody wants to know more about it, they can message me and I can just send them a list of the months and then they can look up what it is.
Yeah.
So by becoming aware of how the power of colour and the impact it has on us, you, every single person, can learn how to make positive changes in their life. And it's not always about coming to see somebody like myself. I'll be sharing little methods that people can use at home that they can do themselves. It's just understanding what you can actually change about your mood. So I'm going to just cover here some of the different colours and what that influences in our body and the healing aspects of as well. So red, it stimulates the body and mind. We know that it's an energy colour. So it increases your circulation. It also improves the memory. So if anybody's like wanting to improve their memory, it stimulates the adrenal gland. It also helps in sexual matters. If somebody's wanting to improve their sex life, get the red going. Helps cell renewal. It helps actually heal cuts and bruises as well. Downside of red is if you've got too much red, you can start to get quite irritable and you can start to get quite bad headaches. So the key there is short bursts of red. Yellow, nice bright colour yellow, stimulates the nerves and purifies the body. It also releases serotonin into the body, so that's your feel-good hormones. So yellow, that's really good if you want to give yourself a little lift. Great for if you want to be creative and write, or if you've got any problems that you want to do some problem solving, you'll see that your brain works more in that line under a yellow light. So if you're problem solving, get the yellow light on. That's really helpful. Orange is very useful for healing the lungs, helps increase energy levels, also great for increasing mental ability. Stimulates the appetite and helps with digestion. The one downside I've got for that is if you're surrounded by a lot of orange, you might find you still want to eat at night. So it encourages snacking. So it's because it's linked to your digestive system and your appetite, it can keep that going if you've had too much orange and you'll just keep eating. Blue soothes illness, soothes pain, reduces a fever, soothes and brings acceptance. It also reduces appetite. If somebody's wanting to get into healthier eating and eat less and only eat what the body needs, if you have a blue plate, that's meant to help because it actually sends signals to your brain to be more aware of when you're naturally full rather than going past that full point in gorging.
Right, I'm going into Amazon to buy a blue plate.
It's true, yes. See, like a red plate, your food's meant to taste nicer on a red plate. But I would probably go for the blue plate because if I had a red plate and it tasted nice and I could just keep on eating, then I'm just going to stuff my face.
You'd be eating the plate.
Yeah, well that's a good wee hint. Indigo shades. So all these different indigo shades, I can hardly say that, are really good for skin problems. So things like eczema and things like that. It brings things to a head. As in if you've got boils, cysts, acne, instead of it being under the skin, it brings them to the surface of the skin so that it helps in healing. So it's good for clearing up, clearing any underlying skin issues. It's also very good for low sex drive and impotence in men. So there you are. It's very useful for that. And so there's lots of things these colours are doing. Pink is very good for stopping anger, stimulates romance and the feelings of love. So if you want to do that, you get the pink out. It's very, very good for bonding. Right, let's move on.
Sorry, Susan, that was hilarious. That's as bad as saying, show me your wet noodle.
You have just lowered the tone, Stephen. Honestly, my mind must be on clean mode today. I could crawl under your table and laugh. Oh, I've got tears now. I've got tears. I'm going to apologise and just carry on and ignore him. So, pink is very good for bonding, right? The feminine side. He's had to run away. But for men, it can also reduce sperm production. So that's something for men to be aware of as well. Green lowers the blood pressure, relaxes the body, slows down the heartbeat, calms the mind and body. And let's face it, we could all do a wee bit more relaxation. So that's very good. It's also really good if somebody has like bacterial or fungus infections. It's really good for that. And a really interesting point about green light, particularly if any ladies are trying to get pregnant, it stimulates ovulation and fertility in women. So that's quite a good point to get.
This is green light, yeah.
That is green light, yes. You disappeared.
A little bit distracted.
Yes, I know. I'm not going back there, Stephen. I'm not going back there. Violet stimulates your immune system. So if you want to increase and strengthen your immune system, it's violet lights that you would be using, or violet colours. You can do it with coloured cards and things like that, which I'll come to soon. It also stimulates ESP, extrasensory perception, spiritual side there, and helps increase your intuition. And it can ease many skin conditions and kill parasites. There you are. And white, I love this about the white one. White is fabulous for coordination and movement. It's actually been proven that if someone's playing a piano and you shine a white light on their hands, the piano and doing the keys, they move easier and it's easier to play the piano.
Oh, wow.
That was in scientific tests. And they found like dancers, when they put the white light on them, their movements were far more in line with what they were hoping to do. Movement becomes easier. And if you've ever got kids that have got a problem or learning to hold a pencil, because sometimes coordination is difficult for some children holding a pencil, if you shine a white light on their hands while they're learning, it makes the learning a bit easier.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting.
Yes, I think that's great, because I'm thinking of my grandson, and he's great with spelling and writing. He's brilliant on a keyboard, but holding a pencil can be difficult for him. So I might get a torchlight on him and see how that goes to try it out. And black is the colour of confidence, gives a sense of maturity. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is look confident and mature until I sit next to Stephen. It also reduces clumsiness and awkwardness. So if you want to give that impression of being right in control and confident, and that's probably why you see people in business when they wear power suits, they tend to be dark suits.
Mm.
So most of these facts around colour have been checked scientifically. There has been studies and that done on them, and this is all from results of that. So results of these tests have shown that colours can really influence people in lots of different ways. It's really interesting. And I want to cover this because this is going into skin healing, but also how colours have impacted tests. When people have been given placebo tablets, right, placebo pills, they found that warm-coloured placebo pills were more effective than cool-coloured. So like your reds and oranges, all these ones are more effective than somebody getting like a pale blue or a green. The mind takes it in more that it's going to work and believes it more. Blue-coloured streetlights can lead to reduced crime. And red causes people to react with greater speed and force. So if you think how beneficial that knowledge can be, like athletes, empowers them, gives them more force, more energy. And if you think of the hospital with babies with the jaundice, they go under like a blue light And that's healing, the healing light.
Yeah.
And we also know that some prisons use pink rooms to calm violent prisoners. So that colour energy of that room is to calm that enraged energy inside people. And police stations have found that blue rooms, people tend to tell the truth more in a blue room. So yeah, so that's just a wee bit of information there. It is, because if you're thinking colours everywhere, and it influences us and influences all the people that we love and care about our well-being and our health. But I want to talk a wee bit about eczema here, because eczema is really common. I've got a bit of eczema myself. I know my daughter used to have it. It's linked to stress and anxiety and things like that as well. So it's often treated with hydrocortisone cream. If you were to go to the doctor for eczema, the chances are you would get a hydrocortisone cream, which does clear it up, but the likelihood is at some point in the future you're going to get that back. It may also be that the person with eczema may have asthma, because the skin and the lungs are very connected in well-being. And you'll tend to find that people who have eczema may have asthma, or there'll be asthma in the family. There tends to be a crossover with that. So that's something to be aware of. A very close relationship there. But colour healing therapy can be used for eczema and get really good results with eczema. It restores the body's balance, as well as dealing with the underlying emotional reasons that influence and bring about eczema as well. Because eczema is not just a skin condition. It is influenced by like nerves and stress, and all these sort of things. So learning to understand and calm that anxiety and use colours for that as well can make a big difference to skin. So if you're working on that, you'd be looking at suppressing anger as well. Anger, it really impacts the body actually. Anger impacts your liver. Mm-hmm. Anger's a liver condition, if you like. It impacts that. Sadness affects the lungs. So if you think I was saying the skin and the lungs are very connected. When you're working on eczema, you can also help with sadness, and you can actually inadvertently perhaps reduce or help people who have asthma, because they're all like that, they're all together. Although you're focusing on the light on the skin for the eczema, underneath it and in your well-being, it's actually doing a lot of other healing underneath it. Does that make sense to you? Or am I giving it?
Totally, yeah. It's funny because the skin is the biggest organ in the body, isn't it? And it connects to every single other organ in the body. So, you know, it's the one part where we can absorb.
Just a wee hint on about the skin, just because you mentioned that. Red light healing, red light treatments are more commonly now getting used for getting rid of wrinkles and things like that, because it regenerates the skin.
Yeah, did you see me the other morning under the red light? Well, you did, because you messaged me.
I thought, that's Stephen getting his wrinkle treatment. Right, so red light is good in short bursts, but don't overdo it because it gives you too much oomph. But it's very healing, and a lot of people actually just specialise now in red light healing because of its healing properties. So it's really good. So there you go. So every moment of every day, your body is regenerating. Absolutely every day. Your cells are changing, your tissues are changing. And that's what we want to use the colours in, because as they're regenerating, you're wanting to use the positive colours to bring about positive health in the new cells that are being generated. Okay? Because even by looking at the colour, what you're doing is projecting that colour into your mind, and by visualisation, you're taking that colour into your body. It doesn't have to be by light. There's lots. The light and the immersion is best, but you can do it in other ways at home as well, and that's what we're going to cover in a minute. So each one of us has a unique energy system, and we can use colour to work in every way within the energy in the body. Mind, emotions, physical. So you can use anything at all all healing comes from within anyway. And I won't go there because I bore Stephen too much when I go on about this. Everybody has to heal themselves. And with colour therapy, I think you pretty much have to heal yourself as well. So I'm going to have a look at the physical ailments now, really a wee bit more detailed, so the rainbow colours can help with. So if anyone's got negative emotions, and sometimes emotions are hidden through birth. So I'm talking about from birth, the day you're born, you might physically not remember that, but you're carrying some sort of negative emotion with you. You can use violet for that, for childhood emotion. It's like cellular memory rather than mental memory. It really helps with that. You can use for headaches, nightmares, memory lapse, hand swelling, thyroids, burns, arthritis, your lungs, high blood pressure, digestive systems, kidneys, bladder, flu, bronchitis, any eye issues. So colour really can help with everything. It really can.
Violet you're talking about, Susan.
Yeah. No, listen, violet is for lapse of cellular memory, negative emotions, and accumulated cellular memory from birth. All the rest are all the different colours. I didn't want to go in it one by one because it's quite intense and quite detailed.
Right.
And I want us to be able to cover exercises people can do at home, because if people are listening, yeah, it's interesting them for to hear what we're talking about, but really the most helpful thing is for people to have things to take away and use themselves and practice with it. So today it's widely accepted that healing with colour addresses all areas of the human body, and this is being really researched now. It's becoming more and more popular. So I'm going to talk to you about a few exercises now that you can do yourself, because to me that's what I'm here for. Yes, to share some information with you, but I'm really keen on people getting things to take away and use themselves. And I know you're the same, Stephen. It's all about helping people. That's why we do your surgeries. So I'm going to talk about using colour with solarised water. Okay? So a simple way of applying colour to the body is to use solarised water. And that's using water that's been exposed to sunlight. Okay? So what you do is you put water in a coloured container, and what that does, it absorbs the vibration energy of that colour. Now what you can do is you can have a normal clear bottle and just wrap a colour around it. You don't have to, if you've not got an actual coloured bottle, you can just wrap colour around it. This then, you drink the water by sipping the water, not gulping it, you sip it, or you can put it in the bath and soak it in the bath. So to solarise or energise the water, it's quite simple. All you need is a clean, plain glass or bottle, it's up to you, a coloured filter, and you can get coloured sort of cellophane paper that you can use, and then just put an elastic band to keep it on. And now what you do have to use is either spring water or still mineral water. So don't use it straight from the tap. And then you can just put a kitchen towel. If you're using a glass, you can just put a kitchen towel over it with elastic band to keep it covered so it's closed. Then all you do is attach the colour filter to the glass, fill the glass up with the water and place it on your windowsill or in your garden or wherever it is you want to put it. And then just leave it. Just leave it so that the sun and the energy of the earth, if you like, goes into that water. So how long is it before you can drink it? Depends upon how strong the sun is. In the summer, the process of light absorbing only takes a couple of hours. So if it's the summer and it's really sunny, 2 hours will be enough for that. But if it's in the winter, the chances are you're going to have to leave it like for a day outside. I'll say all day, not overnight, but you have to leave it all day. And then if you keep it in the fridge, you can leave it for about 5 days in the fridge. It keeps fresh.
And does it need to be that you're keeping that container outside, or could you have it on the window ledge in the house?
When it's getting solarised, or when after it's been done.
When you're solarising the water.
It would have to either be outside or on the windowsill outside. It wouldn't be in the house. It's got to be outside.
Right, okay.
Right? But what you would do is after 2 hours in the summer or all day outside the winter, you would bring it in and then keep it in the fridge. Because you want it to be nice and fresh and cool. Solarized water is to be sipped or bathed in. Do not gulp. Also remember that the red, orange and yellow are inclined to be very stimulating, and you have not to drink them late at night or you'll not be getting any sleep. You'll be up bouncing off the walls, like energy drink. Yeah, a healthy energy.
I'm really quite excited to try that, actually, solarized water.
Yeah. Well, if you think about all the energy drinks that you buy in the shops, and we all know that they're stuffed full of caffeine, right? Like really high in caffeine, and they're not really good for your health. So they're like natural way to get an energy drink, isn't it? And it lasts 5 days, and you only need to just sip away at it.
We could maybe, I don't know how you feel, Susan, but we could maybe, you and I could maybe do a wee PDF after this to share with people, just like kind of summarising the kind of things that each colour does. Yeah.
I can easily, I mean, I've got it all typed up anyway. I just need to copy and paste it onto a nice Word document, make it into a PDF, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take me long at all.
Yeah, so that would really help. So what we'll do is after the surgery, we'll pop that in the comments later today. So for anybody who's watched today, they'll be able to find that in the comment section.
Yeah. Cool. That's a good idea, because the exercises are really good to be able to do it. But then I wouldn't want everybody scribbling away and having to try and take notes, then you miss bits out and you can't remember what it's about. This is step by step how to do it, so it's really good. So that's a good idea. So the blue, indigo and violet, if you were to use these colour filters on the water, think of somebody who's got anxiety or gets really stressed. These colours are very calming and help you relax. So especially if you just want to drink them in the latter half of the day, what they'll do is they'll help you go have a really good night's sleep and just relax all your mind and body. I've actually never done solarized water, but I'm quite interested in trying it now. And I know that I've got yellow, blue and red filters. I think I'll do a red one and just see what happens. Just out of curiosity.
Do you think it would work the same, because you've got these water filters now? Is it the HEPA water filters, and they actually have blue lights inside them that blast the water with blue light.
I know what you're talking about, and yeah, I think the blue light on the blue light on these light filters is to do with cooling and calming. The only difference is they won't be solarized; they're not going to have the energy for the sun.
Right, so, which is essential then.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to have that nature's energy, if you like, added to that, because that is like the secret ingredient, if you like, that's going to make the difference.
Some people might think that that's just such a like my mind, where my mind goes when we talk about putting it out in the sun. My mind goes to that place of like, it's just the sun, But the
energizes, keeps us alive.
Yeah.
The plants and the trees we need the sun to survive. If we didn't have the sun, we wouldn't survive. Every human being would no longer be here.
Yeah, we are solar powered beings, so why not harness that energy? It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, it's just that we don't think it that way, because it's just the sun's always been there. We've always just go about our life. But if you actually sit and pause and think about what the sun actually does, and if you think back, no wonder in ancient times people worshipped the sun, because the sun does it all. It gives us our crops, gives us our food, gives us our energy. The sun helps our skin, it helps our moods. Do you know what I mean? It does so much.
It's funny because so many spiritual people, they worship the moon, but they didn't worship the sun.
Maybe we should be worshipping the sun.
Maybe we should. Anyway, sorry.
So I'm sure like the Aztecs, and this is me just pulling something out of my head, I don't even know if I'm right. I'm sure like the Aztecs and that used to worship the sun. I'm sure they did.
I think we all love the sunshine, but we don't really use it to its fullest potential, I would say. Where a lot of people they'll put crystals out in the moonlight, and they'll put water out in the moonlight, and have moon water, but they don't necessarily focus on what the sun can give.
10 minutes sunbathing and drawing in these rays are really, really good for your health. It becomes a problem sunbathing when you lie and fry yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you just take it for that 10 minutes to take in the goodness of the sun, it's really good for you.
I have to say that's my idea of absolute hell, lying in the sun all day. I don't know how
I can't do it either.
Ah,
I've never really been a sunbather. I like the warmth, and I like to walk about in the warmth and be outside, but I can't just lie in. It's probably just because I literally can't sit and do nothing all day. I get really bored.
I'm the same.
That's me. So think about that. What we're doing is all that colour, all that energy is assisting in healing your body in every single way, all your mind being, by activating the energies within your body. Because actually the colour is believed to change the very cells and molecular level in your body. So we're talking about real positive well-being here. So get the bottles out in the sunshine. Well, it's not very sunny the day right enough, but that'd be a full day outside. Yeah. So colour also changes how we taste things. For example, blue solarized water makes things taste sweeter. So it gives it like a sweetness to it, and it has a nice relaxing effect. But the red solarized water gives things a wee bit of a bitter taste. So even the colour changes the taste.
Ooh.
So consume it regularly throughout the day if you're going to do that water, and before an evening meal. But just watch about taking it at night, because it'll affect your sleeping. And only the blue should be consumed near bedtime, and that will give you a nice deep soothing sleep. So it's actually quite an interesting fact for a lot of people who have difficulty sleeping, but certainly not the red, or you'll probably be up all night. So that's one of the wee methods we'll put on that PDF as well, so that people have got a copy of that. We touch on how to heal with colour breathing, which is different from just relaxing the colour breathing. So colour breathing utilises the absolute focus of the mind combined with breathing to aid a healing process. Now, the results are determined by your ability to concentrate. Some people find it hard to concentrate or visualise, but then just get a sense of visualising, a sense of feeling it, and a sense of seeing it. The more you practice, the better you get at it, because your mind likes habit, and it gets better at things the more you do. Don't stress about it. If it doesn't work the first time, just keep trying it and put it aside, and then have a wee bash at it later on. So this is what you would do. You would sit nice and comfortably, and you would just visualise the colour that you want to work on. So we're going to pick a nice blue for calming today, but you can use anything. And you would breathe in gently through your nose and out through your mouth. And you would just imagine that each breath that you take in is that you're slowly absorbing that breath into your body. So imagine as you're breathing in that blue, you're visualising it just working all the way down your body, filling up all your body. And as you do that, you just do it for a few minutes, and then you just return to your normal breathing pattern. And it's simple as that. You're breathing in the colour, filling up your body with it, and then just letting it go. And then breathing it in and filling up your body with it. You just do that for a few moments. Now, there's different things you'll get from different colours with colour breathing. If you're doing red breathing, you're going to increase willpower, vitality, and sexuality. Orange breathing is about feeling happier, feeling laughter and fun. Yellow is for concentration, and green is for cleansing the body and balancing. And blue breathing is all about finding peace and inner harmony and calm. Violet breathing is very good for self-esteem, feeling more connected with yourself and being able to appreciate the good things inside you. Magenta breathing is for releasing addictive patterns. So if people are wanting to stop smoking, or maybe they've got addictive eating, or just eating constantly and know it's emotional eating, you can help with that. And pink is good for opening the ability to love and be loved. Now that might find like a really strange thing to say, but a lot of people have fear around love, because by being loved and loving others, you make yourself vulnerable. And turquoise breathing is all about your immune system and strengthening your emotions. And I think that'd be a good thing to put in that PDF as well, so people can see the colours and what colour they want to imagine and breathe in, and how helpful that can be.
Can I ask a question relating to that, Susan?
Yes, you can, Stephen.
What I've done that there for a couple of minutes, and I didn't really specifically think of any colour. I just started breathing to see what colour would come to me.
Yeah.
What I was seeing was green. So could it be that the colour that you need is the colour that you'll see?
I would say it's a potentially that. I can't say yes or no, but I can see how that would work. Because when you're doing colour therapy, you lay coloured cards out, and you just say to the person, just pick a card. And the first card they go for is actually the colour that they need.
Right, interesting.
And I would say, therefore, with an open mind, that ties into exactly what you're saying. It's the colour coming forward is actually the colour that you need. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. You could do the same when you're getting dressed in the morning, like purple top.
But you could even hold a coloured card in your hand, or we talked the last time about holding a lime or a lemon or something of that colour, so you've got the physical touch with it as well. Yeah. You can make it your own.
Yeah, I'm thinking though that would be quite nice, like a piece of fabric, just holding that and just breathing that colour in.
And you can also remember you can use similar aromatherapy oils or candles. If you were working on violet, you could have a little drops of lavender. It works. It would increase the results from that. So
orange light, orange oil,
Absolutely.
Yellow light, lemongrass, lemon oil, So that makes sense, yeah.
And your sense of smell takes a different route than your other senses. Your sense of smell has a direct link to amygdala in your brain, which is your emotional centre. So if you're using aromatherapy, that impact of that scent, that calming or whatever it is you're using, will reach your brain and start to impact it before the colour does. So you can use them both together.
Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah.
I know. I think I talk too much sometimes. I get drawn into it. So moving on to look at colour can even influence your performance. So studies have shown that certain colours can have a really strong impact on performance. No, Stephen. And talk about academic performance. No one likes to see an exam getting marked and be covered in red ink, right? Red ink, for anyone who is studying or at school or exams, sends a signal of, I'm doing that wrong, that's mistakes and error. So it's actually been proven if somebody looks at red before sitting an exam, it lessens their ability to have results. There you are. It hurts exam performance. And when I say Stephen, I'm going to scud his lug, give him a smack round the ear.
Sorry.
A study in USA has proved that if you expose students to the colour red before an exam, it'll have a negative impact. So you want to remove red when anyone's going to be sitting an exam. Your colour preferences when buying items also can be influenced by the colour. That's how we use it in marketing, when you think of people's branding and things like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to jump off for a wee second.
Just stay, I'm used to it. So your colour influences what you might actually want to spend your money on and what you might want to buy. And this is sort of influenced by if you're male or female or how old you are, but it's really interesting, so I'm going to share a bit of that with you. So white is the colour of being fresh and clean, and it's also the colour that's been used to give a sense of youth. So that's why it's used in advertising and marketing, to give that sense of youth and freshness. Black is seen as a powerful colour. So black is actually the most popular colour for luxury vehicles because it's also been seen as sexy, powerful, ominous. So that's why you see high-end cars to give that powerful selling image for it. Silver is also the third most popular colour for vehicles and is linked to being a sense of being modern, innovative, fashionable. Cutting edge, that's silver. If you think of red, red is bold and attention-getting colour. So people who prefer that type of car might mean that you want to project an image of action, confidence. And this is all subliminally. This is not like, oh, I want to be really confident and people think I'm really powerful, I'm going to go for a black or a red car. This is a way deep in your unconscious mind and how colour influences your thoughts.
I've got a red car. Interesting.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Are you powerful? An action man, Stephen?
No.
Confident?
Aye.
Yeah, aye. Well, you are confident and you do take action. So, there you are. So, blue, people often describe blue as a colour of stability and safety. So, driving a blue car might indicate actually that you're a very dependable person, a very trustworthy person. And that's a really important message there. Yellow, according to these colour experts, are that driving a yellow vehicle might mean that you're a really happy person in general. And you know, perhaps a wee bit more willing than others to take risks because you're quite comfortable with who you are. And you've got that inner confidence. And grey, the experts suggest that people who drive grey cars don't want to stand out. They would rather be a wee bit more in the background, a wee bit more subtle. There you are. So just think if you see any of these sort of colours in your life, and if you feel attracted to these colours, then you can start to think, why am I attracted? What are they bringing to me? It's all part of your personality. It's quite interesting. But I want to share another little example, a little method that you can use at home, right? So what you would do, and you might want to do this now, Stephen, just to see what it's like if you want. It means that you can have your eyes shut and you listen to it. I want you to visualise a colour that's something that you think you would like to focus on just now. And just see that. And I want you to put your left hand on the back of your neck. Just put your left hand back here. And just imagine that colour coming out your hand and just travelling into your neck. And now cross your hands across the front of your body so you've got each hand on the opposite shoulder. And just imagine all that colour going into your shoulders. Just feeling what that colour feels like. And moving your hands down to your elbows. And just allowing all that colour to go into your elbows. Just filling you up. And now put your hands on your tummy, allowing all that colour to spread up your tummy and fill up all your chest and back. Then move your hands to your knees. Just focusing on all this colour, that colour as you breathe, filling up your body. And this is going to be a fun bit. Put that colour in your ankles, Stephen. Just let that colour go in your ankles. Then I want you to sit up. Put your left hand on your forehead. And put your right hand on the base of your skull, where your neck meets your skull at the back of your neck. And just press on them gently. And just feel all that colour going into your head. Filling up all your mind. All that colour energy. And just take a nice couple of breaths, breathing that colour in. And then you can just bring your hands down and open your eyes. What these are, the points where we're touching, are somatic touch points. So it's like the mind-body connection. And that's why you touch these particular points. So it's not just points that I've made up, they are very calming and connecting points.
It was very comforting.
Yeah. How did you like that? What colour did you choose, by the way? Just so I can be nosy.
Green, again.
There you are.
It's interesting.
Green's calling to you today. It's a nice grounding colour, green.
It was
Earthy
that really like bright green that is that's like the colour of a green screen. You know, the bright
Aye.
green. And do you know what's really interesting as well is obviously you know that I've been studying tea for quite some time now, and the lesson that I was doing last night was all about matcha green tea.
Right.
And I feel this real urge to drink some matcha tea, which is really weird.
Remember, we were going back to as well that some people are so in tune to colour that when they see colour, they can actually taste colour. When they hear music, the music is a colour to them.
Mm-hmm.
People, I mean, it really does. It's all this energy flowing through your body. We all experience colour. And it really impacts.
If I think about it as well, you know, I've been definitely adding more like salad things, you know, like spinach as well. I've been putting spinach in all of my food. I love like big handfuls of spinach in a curry or whatever, but it's crazy to think that, you know, subconsciously I have been drawing the colour green to me.
And I think that is the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the more aware that people become aware of the influence of colour in their life, they'll also become more aware of the foods we're eating. Because remember, that colour, we are what we eat. That's the fuel for our body. If you think of a car, if you've got a petrol car and you put diesel in that car, it doesn't run, or vice versa. That's the fuel for that car. Food's the fuel for our body. To function well, emotionally, mentally, and physically, we need to eat the right fuel. And these colours in our foods, these rainbow foods, are there for a reason. That's what we should be eating. And at particular times, we may feel drawn to particular colours when we're actually needing that in our body.
It's interesting because we are actually, you know, we're moving now into the age of energy medicine, and it's recognised more and more by so many more health professionals, doctors, pioneers. You know, that you know, colour is a massive part of the healing process.
Well, I do auricular therapy, which is basically ear acupuncture of the ear. But I also work with the meridians, the energy points in the body. And this is me now moving into using colour. I'll use colour on the ear. I'm going to have a crystal different colour pen, light torch if you like, and I'll be using that on the meridians because the skin fully absorbs the colour, and depending on what colour I'm using, that'll be the healing aspect to that. And I'm really looking forward to getting started on that. Actually, I can't wait to lockdown's over and I can get people in and start using all my colour therapy on them, because I'm going to use it on myself as well. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. And you know that you'll be one of my first people when I get back in the shop. I'll be saying, right, Stephen, come on, colour therapy.
You know, it's really good though, because see now as well, Susan, there's, you know, people can access LED lighting fairly cheaply. That, you know, they come with these little remote controls that change the colour of them. So I suppose people can be accessing colour therapy from their own homes as well as...
The difference there is the lights in your house, what you're talking about there, will influence your mood and how you feel. But there's different strengths and different how close you go to the skin, and different, all this that is got to be into consideration for healing. So it's a bit different from a coloured light. The coloured light will definitely influence how you feel and your mood. But when it comes to healing, it's even the tint and the shade makes a difference. And also if it's touching the skin or away from skin, or if it's colour immersion or whatever it is. So maybe not quite so much for the healing, but definitely for the mood.
So what you're saying is your little colour torch is like a spiritual scalpel that's going to...
It's, if you think that, just say I was doing a blue healing for, I don't know, for reducing a swelling. If you think that light's absorbed by the skin, right? So it depends how close I go to that skin is how much light is absorbed into it. So it's not so much the spiritual side of it, actually. It's the I don't know, the chemistry, the biology of how it actually works and changes the chemistry in the body.
So this is like, you know, because a lot of people might look at this as, you know, pseudoscience, but it's really not. It's actual scientific.
There's so many tests. It's not. If you were to go to your GP and say, I want colour therapy, right? Unless you've got a really open-minded GP, right? The chances are they're going to say, oh, that doesn't work, right? But if you were to actually look into it, it's probably in a growing therapy. That's what I would say, in the sense that there's ongoing testing and method testing at the moment, and it has been for years, and they're gathering all these results and all this information of proof that it's positive. But you know yourself that anything to be like a prescribed medicine, it takes money, takes time, and that's why if you were to look at the NICE guidelines, there's only limited therapies that are actually recommended by NICE for use. But that's because how do you do all the testing that's up to their standards, and how do they actually pay for the training, pay for the testing? All it comes to money. But I know, and you know, the other therapies, the energy therapies, I've seen the results for people that come to see me, and you'll see the results for people that you know who've used energy medicines as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It is fascinating though when you think about, you know, how much colour used, you know. So like you say, when babies are born, they're put under that blue light, which, you know, it brings them on, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And I suppose when you look at places, you know, like places of worship, that type of thing, where their lighting's very low, you know, there's lots of orange, ambient.
Think of a church. Think of going into a church and you've got all that stained glass window, and the sunlight's showered in, coming through there. You're actually being immersed in colour, and you've got all that energy coming through all that colour.
That's one of the things that I love about going to church, Susan. You know, see, obviously my wife and children are all Catholic, and they go to church every Sunday. Obviously not just now with COVID, but you know, it's like I like sitting in church because of the energy that I get from it. But I love sitting under the stained glass windows.
That's a colour therapy. That's exactly what it is. It's a colour therapy.
Yeah.
Without even considering it a colour therapy, it is.
I suppose candlelight as well. That's a really warm, inviting orange light as well. So, you know, it's colour therapy, isn't it?
And you can change that by changing the colour. If you want to do candle meditations, I think we talked about the last time, you can use different colour candles. And the flame is very relaxing. You can do colour, like the breathing, coloured breathing, and that was that.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we're going to jump to the audience now, and we're just going to like throw up a few of their things that they've been saying. I know that loads of people have been saying loads of things, but obviously we wanted to really make today about getting all the information across to you guys and the methods, and because you know we do like a wee chat, Susan, don't we?
Stephen is a bad influence on me.
Diane was saying there, I believe that indigenous people did worship the sun, and they definitely did. You know, you've got the whole Mayan culture that there were sun worshippers, the Egyptians, all of that. But I think what I was trying to say is nowadays people tend not to really think about the sun too much.
And maybe we should really.
or think about the effect that it can have on us. You know, we all know that it can alter our mood, but the healing aspect of it, I think, is quite a different thing. Diane also said there, that's funny, I've been craving beetroot juice.
There you are.
She was seeing the colour purple in that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Jane had said there that she's tuned in for the first time today, ordered the lights for the bath that you recommended, and they are being delivered today. Came into work with a present of bubble bath. What a happy coincidence. How cool is that?
Good to see you here, Jane.
Diane saying, I looked up the colour masks. They look great. What are colour masks?
Colour masks, you can get all the different colours for colour therapy. You can get masks that so just like literally masks that you put on your face. I did look at them. The thing that I'm a bit wary of is around the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I wouldn't use them in my therapy room because to me, obviously the client's well-being and health, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these masks, but I've got a responsibility and I don't want to put too much light near people's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my light for EMDR, which is an eye movement therapy. But when I'm doing that, the colour's moving. They've not got a mask on with constant colour right round the eyes. And it's just, I'm sure they're good, but I don't want to use them. But you can get them all different colours. They're really popular. They're on Amazon as well. Have a look, Stephen, you might like them.
Do you know what I'm interested in as well? What we've been talking about today, like the whole colour therapy thing. If you think about it as well, like lasers are light, you know, but very, very constant.
Intense
yeah.
light.
So if you're thinking about it, that is harnessing the I don't know, the healing aspects or whatever it may be of light, but in a very concentrated way. And, you know, people have like laser procedures done on the skin to make the skin healthier, that type of thing. So it's fascinating.
They're so condensed and strong energy. That would be someone. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anything much about the lasers.
No.
Go and get a laser.
Please don't think I'm saying go and buy a laser and shoot yourself with it. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, there though. It is light. It is light, and it's coloured light.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's so intense. It's so intense.
Diane saying that they don't cover the eyes and have protection if used sensibly.
You can get me goggles. You can get me like as if you were going in a sunbed. You can get little goggles, which I'll if I'm using colour immersion with people, I'll get them to put goggles on because just as a part of safety.
Yeah. Kerry's saying there that she works with crystals and adding them to infuse with water can also help. This has been great today. Thank you.
And a lot of people who work with colour therapy work with crystals as well to enhance that.
Yeah. Always be careful with crystals though, if there is anybody watching this, because some crystals are water soluble. So, you know, when you put them in the water, it could be that they dilute slightly in the water and then you ingest that. So always do your homework and research that. And equally, if you do have crystals in water, be careful about light, because direct sunlight hitting the water can also cause fire.
All right, maybe I think I'll just stick to my solarized water then, because what I know about.
But just as a wee disclaimer, you know, but that is really a great point, though, Kerry. You know, that could enhance it even more, making a crystal elixir in solarized water, which is.
Well, I was going to say, Kerry, she knows what she's talking about. She works with crystals. So I guess the point is to go to a trained person with the knowledge who knows what they're doing for that kind of therapy.
Do you know, I'm qualified in crystal healing, but I've not used it for quite some time. But I do know I've done the extended course about crystal elixirs, and I think there's maybe about 50, 60 crystals that can be water soluble, not necessarily dissolve, but the top layer in the crystal can start to dissolve in the water if it's left more than 12 hours. So It is something
Well,
to always be
my-
mindful of.
My focus, the way I'm going to work, is definitely just on colour and light.
Yeah.
It just fits in so well with how I work.
I suppose if you're thinking about it though, you could put a bit of amethyst in your violet or purple water. So yeah. Yeah, you're right, Danielle. Some do contain copper and some also contain lots of different minerals that can be dangerous. So you do always need to be that wee bit extra careful. Would you believe it's 10:31 already, Mrs. Watson?
There you are, whizzed past. That was all your laughing and joviality.
I know, I'm so sorry. I don't know what overcame me. You know when you're sitting in school and somebody says something funny and you know you're going to get in trouble with the teacher.
Stephen, you're like this all the time. Who are you kidding?
I know,
This is a true you. This is a true you.
I know, but it's hilarious. You know when you're trying your best not to laugh and you just can't. So yeah, that was me there. I had this wee fit of giggles going on in the inside, and it was hurting me so much. I had to put myself on mute, come off the camera, so I could have it let it out.
That's what makes it fun working here, because you actually do make me laugh, and we have a good time talking.
You make me laugh too, especially when your camera looks the way it does, because like your camera before we came on was absolutely shite, so we had to.
Yeah, it was.
It was like,
can you see me, Stephen?
Susan fat face. I know it was right. The whole face falls up the screen.
So yeah, we've got you now, which is the main thing. So that's us for today, guys. Monday surgery. Susan, are you here on Monday?
Yes, I am. But I'm not
Right.
sure what we're talking about.
Yeah,
We
we're
might just talk. We might just talk and see what comes up.
Absolutely. Do you know what we'll do on Monday? Any of you who would love to go and go along, have a wee look at Susan's Facebook page, her website, which is at Perfect Solutions Coaching. See all the things that she does, because she's very knowledgeable in all of the things that she does, and we'll maybe do a live Q&A session.
That's nice of you. Put me on the spot. No, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
Why not? We'll start from the very beginning on Monday, and we'll just do a live Q&A with Susan Watson. I think that would be a great thing to do, and people can ask all about your services, all about what you do, all of that kind of stuff.
Ask me anything. You ask me anything at all.
Will you marry me?
No.
I'm joking. Obviously, you're married.
Obviously.
Say that again.
I said obviously.
Well, have an absolutely fantastic day, guys. We have really enjoyed today's session. I'm sure that every single one of you have really enjoyed today's session. And go and put it to some good use as well. And let us know, share what your results are, because I think that we can speak about these things, but if we share our results, then that's great as well. So please do come on, share your results, share how you're getting on with your solarized water, how you're finding that colour therapy is really helping you in your everyday life. And Susan, as always, thank you so much for today. It has been very amusing.
Thank you, Stephen.
But equally very educational, so thank you. And everybody, we will see you guys on Monday. So please do have all your questions for Susan for Monday. If you want to ask her anything, go for it. See you later. Bye for now. Bye.
Strong.